Hey everyone, Kiwi Crypto Miner here. In this video we are dual mining Ergo and Casper. We're using Team Red Miner 0.10.7. We are currently testing the 6800 XT MSI Gaming Trio with Samsung memory. These are the overclock settings here: 1075 on the core, 640 core voltage, 600 memory controller voltage, 950 memory clock, 1080 memory voltage, 840 SoC VDD max. And we'll have a look in the miner here for those who want to see that. So you can see the details in here. We've got all the clock speeds and power draw. You've even got looks like one of the millivolt settings there, and it's already been chased off the screen. So yeah, the flight sheet's up next, so we'll have a look at that. Pretty simple stuff in here. So you just start off by putting in Ergo, your Ergo wallet, put in Hero Miners, but you can choose whatever pool you like, then put in Team Red Miner, and then chuck in the same thing for Casper, and then you'll have to come into the config. This first coin should be set up correctly already, but you have to click into the second coin and just make sure it looks like all of this, adding in Casper as the hash algorithm, wallet and worker template, worker name, and pool URL. I've gone for the intensity setting here. I've gone for 5 to 1 to 0. Yeah, you can have a play with that if you like, but that's just what I've gone for. We're using latest version of everything, rigs up to date. You can see the AMD driver version 2141, and also mention that sometimes the hash rates do drop. You'll see right now it's just dropped way down, but it'll pretty quickly, it's already recovered now. So because of that, I just put slightly lower hash rates into the hash rate fields. So this is going to be maybe a little bit complicated to follow, just what I'm going to explain here, just to get an understanding of all these numbers that I've got in here. So you can pretty much ignore that stuff. We've already been through that, and also these settings here are just those overclock settings that I've shown already, so you can ignore all that. That's the software wattage there, which is pretty irrelevant really. And then we've got the wattage at the wall, 121.5, which is all that the GPU is drawing. And then the main bits of information are just this part here. So this column here is for Ergo, and this is for Casper. You can see the hash rate is the first column of each of them. And then what I've done to get these other numbers, because I have to split the wattage somehow, so I have to allocate a certain wattage to each algorithm, even though I don't know technically how much each is using. So what I've done is I've pre-populated this field, the efficiency for Ergo. I've grabbed that from how efficient this card is on Ergo. So presumably the alternative option to mining Ergo and Casper, like dual mining, the alternative is just mining Ergo by itself. So theoretically, if you're mining Ergo by itself, you'd be getting a 1.224 megahash per watt. So we're basically basing all the calculations on the fact that we're mining Ergo at 1.224 megahash per watt. So for the wattage here, we're basically just dividing the Ergo hash rate by the efficiency. So that's the wattage that we would be drawing if 105 megahash was running at 1.224 megahash per watt, or efficiency. That was probably really complicated, but basically all I'm saying is this is the exact same efficiency as it would be if we were only mining Ergo. That's like I'm setting it as that so that we can have a difference on this number here. So then what we're doing is saying the leftover wattage from the total wattage minus what Ergo is theoretically using is what's being used by Casper. and then with that number we can derive a efficiency for Casper, which is, with the remaining wattage, 9.61 megahash per watt on Casper. So then if we compare that to what we'd usually get on Casper, for this card we would usually get 8.16. So yeah, 9.61 is significantly higher than that. So that's good. We're more efficient on Casper than we would be if we were only mining Casper. And then you'll see the most efficient card on Casper is 8.89 megahash per watt. So it's also more efficient than that at 9.61. So yeah, what I'm saying is that it's more efficient to dual mine Ergo and Casper in terms of your second algorithm is usually using less power than it would be if you were mining it on these cards separately. It's a little bit complicated. Hopefully you guys understood that, but if you're wanting to dual mine Ergo and Casper, pretty much all you need to know is that these are the most efficient settings, so you can copy them. Just remember that if it crashes, these 4 millivolt settings, you just need to increase them by 10 to 20 millivolts. Don't change the clock speeds because that'll just reduce efficiency. What else? The memory clock, if I went anything above 950, it would crash, which is really odd. That doesn't usually happen. Usually you can go up to 980 on this card and you'll be at the most efficient. And you can go down as low as 910 and you'll be the most efficient on core dominant algorithms. So on Ergo you'd be 980, on Casper you'd be 910, but yeah, the middle number 950 was as high as I could get without it crashing. Also another thing, a little bit of funny behavior. If I got into a crash, so I had the settings too low, and then I changed the settings and rebooted the rig, sometimes it would just crash again, even if the settings that I'd put in were stable. What you need to do is shut down the rig and just let it rest for a minute, and then turn it back on with the settings still applied, and it'll have like waking up from a long sleep as opposed to just waking up 5 minutes later, you know? That's the best way I can describe it. I don't know. But yeah, that was just one of the weird things that was happening, so keep it in mind if you have that same issue. And yeah, this is the only card I've tested, so I've got nothing to really compare it to in terms of the other cards' capabilities on dual mining, but obviously we did compare it to itself, but not dual mining. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this video, so leave a like, comment and subscribe to support the channel, and have a great day. See ya.